this is my problem, and my problem is 7,488 divided by 32. Now, if I am going to write this on a paper, I'm going to write it as 7,488 divided by 32. Now, as you could see, the one inside the box is the first number. This first number is what you call the dividend. Okay? Now, the next number, the second number, is what you call the divisor. So my divisor is outside the box, and that's my 32. Now, some of you may be familiar with this material, the stamp game. This is something that was used way back when you were in CASA. So I build up I built the material already. What do I mean by that? So I have here the 7,000, I have the 400, and I have the 88. So 7,488 divided by 32 only asks the questions, how many 32 is there in 7,488? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, John?
Write on paper. Write on paper. First, we start by dividing. Wait, I'm just gonna annotate.
Go ahead.
Okay. Next, we divide 32 and 24. I mean, see how 32s are fit. And we put it here.
That is correct.
Alright.
Kasi the idea is you always have to start with the the highest category. And the highest category is the 1,000. And in your 1,000, you have 7. Diba? You have 7,000. Of course, the
Yeah.
7,000 is not enough with the 32. That's why here you have 0. Because you cannot you cannot make 32 out of the 7. So right now,
Yeah.
from the 7,000, you're going to move to the next category. And the next
And then this.
category is the 100. So now it becomes 74. Now you're going to look at it together now. So it becomes 74. So the 74, you're going to share it, the 1,000 among the tens, and the unit as well. So question now, how many 32 is there in 74? So now we have shared it equally.
That's 64, right?
Yes, that's correct. So now we have 2. So we're going to write 2. And then, yes, we're going to subtract it. So now you are left with 10, which is 1. And that's what the represents here.
You bring down the 8, right? And it becomes 108. And then you have to divide 32 and 108.
That's
I
correct.
can't remember. Yeah,
That's
okay.
correct. That's correct. So now you bring down. So now you have 108 divided by 32. In our material, of course, we're going to exchange that 1,000 to the hundreds so that we could share it. So 1,000 is equal to how many hundreds?
1,000 is 10. 1,000 is 10 hundreds.
So we're going to exchange that for 10 hundreds. So let me use the previous tiles. So now you're now exchanging you're now dividing 108. So we could also guess, no? How many do you think? How many 32s do you think in 108? We could have a slight guess right now. Estimate it.
I think it's around 5.
Around 5.
No, it's 3.
Around 3.
64 plus 32 is basically 64. If you add another 32, so that's gonna be like 9 already. 90.
Mm.
It's gonna be 90 something.
So around 3, which you are correct kasi you don't have enough to share it anymore. So we have 3. So you have used how many tiles then? You have, so 64 plus another 32, you have how many? So you could count it here.
We
One, two,
have
three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, and then 6. So you have 96. Now we're going to subtract that. 108 minus 96.
108 minus 96.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need that method. What am I even using? Uh, 108 minus 96.
Mm-hmm.
12.
So the answer is 12.
Yeah, 12.
Okay. So now we have 12 here. So you could also see that in the material. You have 1 and then 2. That's your 12. That's your remainder. So now what we're going to do
Mm.
next, we're going to bring the next category. So now we're going to divide all of this. But then I have to, what do you call this? I have to exchange my hundreds to the tens so that I could equally divide it to 32. So your 100, I'll place it aside. So I'm going to use the other material that we have here. So 6, 100 is equal to 10 tenses. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I just added the 10 tens that we have here. So we're going to share it, or you're going to divide it. So if you have 128, how many 32s do you think? You could still guess.
Okay.
Estimate lang.
I think it's now 4 maybe because a while ago it was 96. If you had 32, that might be under 28 or exactly 28. I'm just guessing.
All right. So let's see if your guess is correct. So we're going to divide and see how many 32s are there in 128. Okay, I think you are correct because right now there's no remainder at all, and I think we could have a number 4. So with that, the last digit that we have in our division then is 4, and we have used a total of 128 tiles, or you have
Yeah.
12 in the tens and 8 in the units. So
I think that is good.
7,488 divided by 32 is equal to 234.
Cool. I know
And then
exactly.
the 234 is what you call the quotient. Okay, let me type that one. This is your quotient. Okay. This is how long division works.